Okay, this is the temperature, excuse me, it's the pressure relief valve drain pipe. And it is not supposed to discharge higher from the ground than 6 inches. This is the water heater video. It could be the drainage video, but I should also make note that we're in the middle of a rain. Coming on along, water heater. So this is we're working our way back in. This is our pressure relief valve right here. And it's supposed to have an air gap in the same room as the water heater. How would you do that? You'd put a safety pan here, and then the drain would go into the safety pan, and then the safety pan would go out. Safety pans aren't required for this. The manufacturer doesn't say that you need a safety pan. Well, maybe not. I don't have the care and use manual. I don't have the instructions here. But that's how you get an air gap here, and it would be the cheapest, most economical correction for that. So then we come along, and we're working our way up, and this is our screen. This gets cleaned out once a year. You do that by isolating it with these valves. Go onto YouTube, they'll show you how to do it. If you don't want to do it from YouTube, you don't have, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to get wet. But if YouTube doesn't satisfy you, then get a plumber. It doesn't cost very much, and come clean out that screen. That is the difference. This is a tankless water heater. This is a Lamborghini, okay? So this is a sports car. We paid extra for this, and you're financing it. And it'll last about 15 years, so it won't last as long as most regular folks' loan. So, but we want it to last 14 years. We want it to last 15 years, okay? If you don't clean this out, it's going to last about 7 years. I'm not saying that it definitely will only last 7. I can't give you the date of expiration, but I can tell you that this will go a long way towards capturing the savings that this is going to provide. So it's just a clue, Then we're coming on along over here. I see our gas port. It's not been molested. What do you mean it's not been molested? Okay, well, there's this gas coming in is very low pressure, but enough to do your job. I mean, that's what we want, as safe as possible. Yes, sir. So this unit comes from the factory preset, like like spark plugs. But if you listen to your daddy, your spark plugs might come pre-adjusted, pre-gapped, but you're supposed to go in there and mic them in just perfect. Anyway, the installation manual says that this should be adjusted, okay, with a manometer. If I never told you, you would have never known. It's going to work every single day. If I never told you any of this, you wouldn't have known for a long time, but you're going to discover some of it along the way, okay? But anyway, is it a felony? Probably not. I see it a lot, but if it was me, I wouldn't want it dialed in like it's supposed to be. If I'm going to pay that much for a water heater, that's my professional opinion is that it would be prudent to do that. Coming along over here where our gas is bonded, okay? So this is where we bond our gas system. That's good to know, electrically. Keep going, bud. Don't have the care and use manual, right? Okay, move up. Okay, the exhaust vent is supposed to always go in a positive pitch. It's not supposed to bend over like that. It's supposed to go in a positive pitch so that to flow the exhaust. Okay, as it is, the exhaust can get trapped over here. Okay, with carbon monoxide, all that. Yeah. And then if you look over here a little bit more, not having a care and use manual, but look over here, check this out. Come on. See that port right there? Maybe it'll follow my hand. See that port right there? Okay, that was installed so that, okay, remember I told you this is a Lamborghini and that you got to get the filter changed once a year? Okay, also, this is a high efficiency water heater and extracts all the heat out. So even though that's metal, when it's running, if it's running like it should be running, okay, in most instances, you can still touch it. It doesn't get that hot. All the heat is directed into the water inside of here through a heat exchanger. Now, when you extract all that heat through a multiple process, like a still, if you will, condensate is created. And if condensate is created, then what will happen is that it's supposed to drain out of here and go through an air gap before it drains out. Well, how would you do that? With a safety pan, an economical safety pan. That's how you do that. You take care of this problem and that problem. The air gap for the pressure relief valve, air gap for the pressure relief valve, and an air gap for your condensate drain pipe. And it's going to have a loop, and I think it should have a neutralizing filter, but that's another conversation almost, but not quite. And I'm going to bake some of that conversation into your inspection report. So what I've heard lately is that some builders will say, well, this negative pitch right here is enough so that it doesn't affect the exhaust. And I can't get behind that. I can't. And they say the reason why this negative pitch is here is so that the condensate that I was worried about, so that we'd have a safety pan, okay, all those few dollars, that is not necessary. That it'll blow up here, and then the condensate will roll down like a drain, not an exhaust vent, like a drain. And it rolls down and out. Well, when it does that, let's just say for a minute that flies. A short minute. Then the condensate will drain down and stain your wall. Now, I get it. This is kind of an industrial spot. You got your air conditioner here. I get that. So, but no. Nobody wants rusty, acidic stains going down their wall like that. So let's recap this for a little bit. We got negative pitch on our exhaust vent. We do not have our condensate drain installed. We do not have an air gap. We do not have a safety pan. We do not have an air gap for the drain line that has not been installed. We do not have a care and use manual. What else did we learn? We also learned that we need to service this once a year. Okay. Now, bonus round. It doesn't work. It says 120. I turned water all over. I turned it on and off. I've got another video of that. I'll do it now, Okay, what if you reset it, bud? Okay, well, we'll reset it. There we go. And you say priority. Okay. Well, there's a come on for me. That's all I want. Okay, let's pretend like you're on. I'm making it longer than necessary, but these videos are also my notes. Actually, I want to use another one that's just not a mix valve. I want to get as much hot water out of here as possible. No corbel. Listen to that baby hum. And no. Come on. Wake up. Anybody home?